Hey guys, my name's Eric, and welcome to DigiClickHD. So right now, if you're looking into a smartphone, the LG G2 is one of the most impressive smartphones out right now. I got a chance to get my hands on one and wanted to leave you with my first impressions of it. The first thing I liked about the LG G2 is I picked it up, started it up, it was quick, it was smooth, it was lightweight, and overall it just felt like a really good phone. So for all you non-tech people out there that just need to know about the phone, pretty much it has a big 5-inch screen, it has a really big battery, it's very quick and snappy, and it has plenty of storage for all your apps, music, and whatever else you're going to need. For all the techie people out there that need to know all the specs, it's running Android 4.2.2, it has a 5.2-inch screen with 1080 by 1920 resolution, it has a 3000 mAh battery with 2 gigs of RAM, and it's running the Snapdragon 800, and also has 32 gigs of storage. On the back is a 13 megapixel camera with an LED flash, and this phone can record in 1080p at 60 frames per second, and it has optical image stabilization. On the front is a 2.1 megapixel camera, so you can get all the selfie shots that you need. So the only two flaws I found with this phone are that it does not have a micro SD slot, and the user can only use 24 out of the 32 gigs of storage that's actually on the phone. And you can use that for apps, music, and pictures, and whatever else. So like I said before, it's running Android 4.2.2, and it would have been very nice to see it running 4.3, because there are a few devices out right now that are running 4.3, but I don't see why it will not get it in the near future. But for overall, it's not really needed. It would have just been very nice to see it with 4.3. So the phone is made out of a nice plastic, and on the back it has a bit of a pattern with like a sparkle to it. The back is not textured, it's actually nice and smooth. The only thing I didn't like about the plastic is it holds a lot of fingerprints. I constantly felt like I was wiping the phone trying to make it clean, and I could just never get rid of like 1 or 2 fingerprints. So one thing I did like about the phone was there's a silver lining that wrapped around the whole phone that gave it more of like a premium look, which I actually liked. So one of the first things I wanted to see about the LG G2 was how fast it would actually reboot. I rebooted the device, and in about 22-23 seconds it actually started up, and I was actually pretty impressed. So one of the big things with this phone is LG was trying to be innovative with it. They did not put any buttons on the front or on the sides. All of the buttons, the volume and the power, are on the back. The one thing I liked about the back button on here, it has a nice glow ring around it. At first I thought the buttons on the back were going to be a little bit weird, but after holding the phone, you actually feel your hand actually naturally falls onto the back center of the phone, making it very easy to access all the buttons. When you take the phone out of your pocket and it's still in sleep mode, the back buttons are actually shortcut buttons, one to LG's Quick Note and the other to the camera app. The one issue my friend brought up was he did not think that the phone would lay flat because the buttons were on the back. This isn't the case. The buttons are actually protruded inward just a bit, so the phone will lay flat with no problem. The phone has like a basic Android feel to it. The lock screen is a basic Android. If you swipe to the right, it goes to the camera app, and also it gives you the option of adding lock screen widgets. So one of the first things I noticed about this phone that I did not like was when I went to the quick settings under the notification bar. The quick settings just look horrible, and it's the LG skin on top of Android. Like, I like the fact that you can actually edit and change what quick settings that you can use. Seems very easily, but the actual look of the quick settings and just LG's skin on top of Android is just very just dull and boring. Like, nothing is thrilling about it. I feel like LG could have really just spent a little bit more time to give it a little bit more anything, and it would probably be not such a big deal. But honestly, this phone would probably do better just without LG skin on top of it, just being pure Android. Even though I did not like the look of the quick settings, I did like that LG gave you the option of changing what quick settings you wanted to actually use. And it made it very customizable, and you can rearrange it any way that you want, a lot easier than some other Android phones that I've used in the past. So one feature that LG brought to this phone was a feature called Knock On. Knock On gives you the basic concept of just tapping on the front of the phone and it wakes it up. Now to put it back to sleep, you just double tap on the notification bar, and this makes it much easier than going to the back of the phone and pushing the power button. This is the AT&T version of the LG 2, and like all other AT&T phones, they always come with a bunch of bloatware, which is more annoying than anything, especially if you're not using it. I really wish they would give you the option of at least deleting it so you have the space to use it for something else that you would actually rather use. But with this phone, you're running the Snapdragon 800 and you have 2 gigs of RAM, so you're really not going to see any performance issues, and you have 24 out of the 32 gigs of storage. So storage, speed, you're not going to see any problems. Unlike older phones back in the day, it used to actually be a problem and it would affect the performance and the space. So it's just really more annoying than anything, and I really wish the carriers would give you an option of actually deleting the stuff, because it's your phone, you bought it, and you should have the right to do that. So to sum it up, the LG G2 comes with a nice big screen, a nice camera, a big battery, and it's very quick and snappy. A couple little flaws that I found for the more pickier people are that it comes with LG Skin, which isn't the prettiest, but it works. It has no micro SD, and you only get the option of using 24 out of the 32 gigs of storage on the phone. Thanks guys for joining me here on the very first video of DigiClickHD. My name is Eric, and we'll see you in the next video. See you later.